Born out of the civil rights and women's rights movements of the 1960s and 70s, AFGE's Women's and Fair Practices departments were established to promote the civil, human, women's, and workers' rights of federal and D.C. government workers and their families through education and training, member mobilization and organizing, legislative and political action, and representation through litigation. Staying true to this original mission, WFP, along with the National Human Rights Committee and National Young Committee, has continued to develop education and training programs around issues that affect the diversity of our members, by not only organizing a diverse membership, but creating an intentionally inclusive environment within AFGE. Through AFGE's Young Program and National Committee, we have worked to organize and mobilize young workers into the labor movement, as well as developing them into becoming the future leaders of the union. WFP has also displayed an ongoing mission to embolden the voices of our LGBTQIA+ members through our AFGE Pride program, which has continued to promote best practices, justice, and equality for all members regardless of how they identify or who they love. We have also re-emphasized our AFGE Voter Protection Program, a program geared toward the much-needed efforts around voting rights, voter education, and the fight against voter suppression laws, so that we always work to protect the right to vote for all eligible voters. Since the last convention, the Women's and Fair Practices departments have founded 2 new constituency groups, AFGE Black, which stands for Black Leaders Advancing Change and Knowledge, and AFGE A-Power, which stands for Asian Pacific Organized Workers Empowering Representation. AFGE Black and AFGE A-Power were established to build solidarity and power through AFGE by highlighting the issues specifically impacting our Black, Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander members and their communities. WFP strives to lead the way in AFGE by combating racial injustice, for it is through understanding each other's struggles that we can effectively fight for one another in true solidarity. Each year, WFP hosts our popular Diversity Week and Human Rights Training Conference, an exciting week of training courses, including our EEO series, AFGE Young Leadership Training, Conflict Resolution, Workplace Bullying, and many other important classes that are developed to inspire and empower AFGE activists to become leaders in the fight for justice in the workplace, in the union, and in our communities. This event is designed to foster important conversations necessary to building real unity, introducing the labor movement to new groups of diverse members and leaders that play a vital role in building a more powerful and just AFGE. This year, we will host our 3rd annual Sisters Keeper Summit, bringing together the women of AFGE and their allies to celebrate sisterhood and solidarity through workshops and roundtable discussions centered around the advancement of women's rights and gender equity. The Fair Practices Department continues the fight to eliminate employment discrimination through training, implementing policies, advising, and representing our members in EEO cases. Our WFP EEO specialist attorneys provide top-notch trainings that cover every aspect of the EEO process, equipping our members with the skills they need to combat workplace discrimination. WFP attorneys work directly with AFGE members to assist with and actually represent members in EEO cases. And if those resources and programs weren't enough, we are making a real mark through the department's Human Rights Network. The Human Rights Committee creates legal and legislative proposals to improve working conditions, with a focus on eliminating employment discrimination in the federal and DC governments. Without a doubt, there is much to do in the fight for equality and for workers' rights. And WFP continues to prepare our leaders and members to stay ready in this fight. The most important thing you can do right now is to join our movement by appointing a women's coordinator, fair practices coordinator, young coordinator, pride coordinator, or even establishing a human rights committee at your local or council. For we as a union will accomplish amazing goals for federal and DC government workers by showing that we are stronger together.